冷啊。葡萄牙怎么跟那边的一点不同，跟西班牙不同？这边比较高，比较冷。现在是11点多了，早上11点多。
We are just 57 kilometers to Porto.
路还这么厚。
And of course, these bridges we're going to cross is called the Infante Henry. It's called Prince Henry the Navigator Bridge lah. In English, easier for you. Prince Henry, he is the son of King John the First, king in Portugal. He had two sons. The other son became the next ruler. This son preferred to sail the sea. He started the maritime school. So, because of him, the Portuguese were the first sailors in Europe and the world. The Spanish were the second one. Then followed by the Dutch. Then followed by the French. Then the English Captain James Cook. Okay? So these are the 5 European countries that sail the sea. They have a navy, right? So Henry the Navigator started the school of maritime. He liked the, and of course, after he died, or during he died, the period, we have famous people with him like Bartholomew Dias, Ferdinand Magellan, Vasco da Gama, all these Portuguese explorers. Macau 谁管的？以前是葡萄牙吗？2000年才还给中国吗？ So these explorers from Portugal, they also sailed to South America, founded Brazil. They sailed to the Orient, founded many cities like East Timor, Taiwan was called Formosa before, now called Taiwan, including like Macau. Then also to the North America. So the Portuguese were the great sailors. Now very soon you're going to cross the river. You want to take a camera? Get your cameras ready. The river is below us, the bus. Take the photo of the old town, take the photo of the river, take the photo of the naked man in the apartment now shower. We're going to cross it. You can see the old town is all on the other side. The old town, the historic center, is under UNESCO. The Louis the First Bridge we don't cross now, but you see it later. It's also easily 230,000 around of people living in this city. Right? But with the metropolitan area, you add another 1 over million. This is called Maria Pia Bridge, named after the Queen of Portugal at the time. Look to your right. This bridge, of course, is opened in 2003. Look to the left, the Dom Louis Bridge. You'll be underneath the bridge later this afternoon for our vineyard visit. That is below is for cars and pedestrians. Above is for trains. That is the bridge under UNESCO. Alright? This is the Henry the Navigator Bridge, opened and built in 2003. The one on the right side is no more in use. They don't destroy it as a monument in the city. Alright, the one on the right side. These are the two metallic bridge. The rest are concrete. Some look very futuristic. The other bridge further away, the one next to the Maria Pia Beach, the one is very futuristic. St. John Bridge is called St. John Bridge. In Portuguese, it's called São João. Now, another thing you may see in Portuguese cities are the ceramic tiles. Lisbon has a lot, and the pavements are all stones taken from the seabed of Atlantic and designed in all their pavements. But this country, a lot of ceramic tiles. Jacaranda tree, purple flowers. This is our cathedral of Porto, called Porto Cathedral. Alright, now look at that 75 meters high tower. That's the clergyman tower, built by the Brotherhood of the Clergy. It's a Catholic Baroque style church, but it's also built on 7 hills. Yeah. country is small, so it cannot be as rich like the bigger countries. No more monarchy already since 1910. They become republic. Then there's this dictator, Salazar, just like Spain got Franco. Nobody was killed, but then there was the people's power. They kicked out the dictator. So it was a carnation revolution. Why? At the barrels of the guns, they put carnation flower. It's a Baroque church. The tower. It's a small tower.
So on the left side we have a monument. This is a monument. It's our public hospital. It's called Santo Antonio. The palace no longer exists. All there is there, it's what you saw, a green dome, which is a concert hall, kind of a concert hall. And that event happens every year. Normally it's during the summertime. At the end of this street here, we'll arrive in a square that is famous for the monument to the Peninsular Wars, or the French invasions. Portugal and Spain, they were both invaded by Napoleon Bonaparte from France. So the first invasion in Portugal took place in 1807. Then the second one in 1809 from Porto. The invasion started in March 1809, and it took about 40 days, 1 month and 10 days. Those blue and white glazed tiles, they are reproduction of some parts of important buildings from Porto, namely our railway station, the São Bento railway station. So we can see some scenery, some scenes, some landscapes depicting that place as well, São Bento station in Porto. Mediterranean, so it's hotter, it's warmer there than in here. Here we are influenced by the Atlantic, which you will see at the end of this avenue. So the winters, they are colder and rainier than in Lisbon. That's why these trees grow here very well. So Porto, see, I call my city Porto, P-O-R-T-O, but the foreigners, they prefer to say Porto. Again, this is because of the English. Okay, I told you about the Windsor Treaty that we have signed up in the 14th century, and again in the beginning of the 18th century, in 1703, we made another treaty, which was that our major production could freely enter in the British market, which was the Vinho do Porto, the port wine. Left, there's another modern building that is owned by a cell phone company named Vodafone. You know, here in Porto we have important architects. I don't know why, but let's say that Porto is the cradle to the architects in Portugal. So that building was designed by a group of architects here named Barbosa e Guimarães, but it was also in this town that was born a very, very famous architect. He was widely known as César Vieira. This is an aquarium that we have. The kids love it, and the grown-ups as well, but normally when you have kids you all bring them to see the turtles and the fishes and So all this area is making part of the park that I told you. Not only you see the park, but also the beach here that is called Castelo do Queijo. There are even some surfing schools here. Should represent one anemone. This was done in 2004 by Janet Ekelman, an American lady, and it's called She Moves, because she really moves when you know, Porto is a little windy, and in windy days it moves a lot. So we are now in Matosinhos. This is Matosinhos, another city. This is Matosinhos Sul, the southern part of Matosinhos. We see on the right the terminal, the cruise ship terminal. There's a cruise ship today in Porto, and that cruise terminal was inaugurated in 2017, also done by local architects. And now I would ask Mr. José to stop a little bit by this fortress that you see on the right.
בוא תביא את האספרסות זן במוח, תביא ולך.
תקשיבי לי, אני הנה פה אבא שלך פה, עד חודש שמיני, אם את לא עושה לי תמונה, לא מעלה תמונה. אני עוזב אותך, אני אומר לך את זה, אני בא לפורטוגל לבד.
אני גם לא מלא.
We also call it Metrosidros.
You live in this street here?
No, I don't live here, unfortunately. No, I wouldn't mind. This area is really expensive. The houses here, they cost over 2 million euro. It's a lot. Very. And the apartments in the places that we passed in the Boa Vista Avenue, there the apartments, if it is a new apartment with I would say 4 bedrooms, it costs 600,000 euros or more. Yeah, it can be more. But you know, regarding the Portuguese salary, the minimum salary, it's less than 800 euros. So how can people survive? So now we are in the Brazil, Avenida do Brasil, the Avenue of Brazil, which I said it was a Portuguese colony. The Portuguese navigator Pedro Álvares Cabral has discovered Brazil in 1500, and from 1500 till 1820 in the 14th century. In 1394, his name is Henrique, Prince Henry the Navigator. His parents were King João and Queen Philippa from Lancaster. These two, the gentleman, the king, was King João. He wedded Philippa from Lancaster precisely in 1387. Now you see the river, from now on, the river Douro. So these two, they are separated by the dike that you see on your right hand side. And on the left we see the fort, the São João Batista Fort, which was built in the 16th century. This was the first one, to St. John the Baptist. Away from Soria to Portugal, it empties here after 927 kilometers. Actually, this place here is called Foz do Douro. Foz do Douro. It's Portuguese for river mouth. You see it there. And see, there are a lot of small boats that are owned by the fishermen. Here are their tools. Well, they do not work on Sunday. From Sunday to Monday, it's their day off. That was born in Lisbon, but then you have it. You can hear it here, because in the most important places like Porto or Lisbon. You can also taste the egg tart here, and the recipe also comes from there, from Lisbon. The egg tart, I'm referring to the pastel de nata.